Oh, hi Samantha. I think I saw you on the live stream last week. Tips on confidence mindset for Irish dancers. In recent times, I've made the effort to research more about this to help improve my confidence for future competitions. Yeah, so I mean, man, this could be its own video. I might make a note. Make a note on this to be its own video. But tips on confidence mindset. So I think the biggest thing for me is dancing and going out on stage like you've been there before. Dance like you've been there before. Have that mindset going into it, because so many times we can psych ourselves out of dancing our best or putting on the performance that we want to do. We get lost in the moment or something, or we get caught up in that, and we don't have that focus. And like muscle memory, like practicing a trick a million times and just being able to do it without even thinking about it, I think the more you compete, the more comfortable you get in that, in your bones going into a competition. Because if you're training all year round and then you go to one competition that year, it all comes down to that one competition. And you can very easily psych yourself out of that moment. But if you're competing year round and you're going to a competition every weekend or every other weekend, you're learning things about yourself, you're learning things about your dance every time you're out on stage. Yeah. Every time you go out there, you can make mental adjustments like, oh, I died in my last step, so maybe I need to work on my stamina this week for my next competition. Or, if that kick just wasn't high enough at the end, or kicks, here or there, I need to stretch more. And so you can make those adjustments on the fly as you go, doing these competitions every week, every other week, or whatever. And you get more settled every time you go to a competition. After that, you get more settled. You figure out the kicks. You figure out, the stamina. You figure out these things. Oh, I was really nervous going into that. I need to, maybe eat less food. Maybe I ate too much breakfast that morning, or maybe I ate bad, not great food for you, like greasy pizza the day before a competition. That didn't work out. And you learn from it, and you learn not to do that. So then when you get to this competition at the end of the year, you've done 30, 40 odd competitions throughout the year. You've learned each time, and you've gained this experience, this mindset of, I've been here before. I'm not doing it it's not like a dance where now I have to do 6 steps. It's the same 3 steps. It's the same prep. It's the same everything. The stage might change. The judges might be different. But you have this added experience and this calmness in the sense that you have been here before. You've been in, you've done this 30 times before this, this whole year leading up to it. Something I always did, and I actually have a video on this, I think somewhere, on visualization. So my dad actually taught me this, but the night before a big competition, I'll actually close my eyes and I'll walk myself through the entire day. Because some of these competitions last so long. It's like a day-long process. Where, your first round might be at 8 in the morning, and your set dance might not be until 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And it's a marathon. You got to keep that focus all day. Well, you ideally want to. But visualization is such a great practice, a great tactic, in that, the day before or the week leading up to it, every night you are visualizing It's 8 o'clock. Here I am, and I'm in the dance hall. You know, take try to visualize the sights and the sounds and the smells. The smell of sock glue and hairspray and sweat, honestly, in the air, and all of that, and the sounds of Irish dance music in the air, and visualizing you going up on stage and going through each step, each dance, and visualizing yourself doing the best that you absolutely can on the stage. And that way, when you get to the big competition, when it's actually happening, not only have you had these competitions leading up to this where you're like, yeah, I've been here before, I've done these steps before, I've done all this, I'm ready. But now you've also had the mental side of it, not just the physical side, but the mental side of visualizing all of it. So on a mental side, you've been here before. Your brain has gone through all of this before. And so I don't think you'll ever be calm at a competition, but you'll be confident in what you're capable of doing. Yeah. That is a long question to answer, but I had a lot to say. I hope that helps understand kind of where that's from, where I'm coming from with that. I was a dancer that when I had what I called butterflies. I'd get butterflies during every competition. I'd get nervous, and when I was younger, I actually used that energy, that nervous energy, to jump more, to go more, to run more. When you're nervous, you can run a whole lot faster. You're very much alive, and that can very easily work negatively against you. But you can also use that energy in a positive way. And actually, one of the indicators that I used when I finally was like, I need to move on and retire, later on in my competitive career, I wasn't as nervous. I lost my butterflies. And as I got older, I kind of missed that feeling. It sounds kind of bad, but it's those times where we're super nervous or like, that we sometimes also feel the most alive. So not to put it I'm trying to put a positive twist to the whole nerves thing, because it affects everybody, and it affected me, still does, in different situations. I just put on my production Real Rhythm for the first time. We debuted it, and I had those butterflies again, or nerves, as you want to call it. But I was actually kind of happy to feel that. I was like, butterflies, like this is, it's that feeling of like, this matters to me. This is important, and let's go. And I kind of used the same tactics for that when I debuted that show, visualizing all of it, and we had a lot of run-throughs and dress rehearsals leading up to it, where we figured out, what works and what didn't. So again, preparing the mental side and the physical side equally is super important, and hopefully can make a big difference in your dancing. So hope that answered your question, Samantha. Thanks for hanging out today on the channel. Yeah.
Huge shout out and thank you to everyone who's taken their support of this channel to the next level, either by becoming a patron over on Patreon or becoming a member of the channel. For more information about how you can support the channel more, check the description below the video. Thanks and have a good one.